Hey everyone, it's Jamie here, and if it's your first time, welcome to Travel Blog Jamie. And where have you been? If you are a regular, thank you so much for coming back again. I love you. In today's vlog, I have a pretty significant announcement to make, and I know over on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook, you've been asking again and again about possible changes to my career in education and what this means for my vlogging life. But I've wanted to wait until the end of our school academic year to give you the full lowdown, plus I also answer some of the most common questions I get asked on platforms about my life behind vlogging. So we are going to get a little bit up close and personal today. But before all that, please don't forget to give this vlog a cheeky little like, subscribe and turn on notifications for my bi-weekly travel and cruise vlogs. And oh my goodness, whilst you're at it, why don't we follow each other over on Instagram and Twitter at TravelBlogJamie and Facebook at Jamie W. Robbins. Blessings. Alrighty, here we go. Time to answer your most common questions and my big reveal. Question number 1. Do I work? I get asked this all the time. Well, listen, I have been a secondary school teacher of Spanish and French for nearly 25 years, believe it or not. And for many of those years, I've also worked on senior leadership teams. I completed my degree in Bradford in the north of the UK, did my teacher training in Devon, my home county, at the College of St Mark and John, and then moved to London where I worked in various schools over a 15-year period before moving south to Worthing, then Winchester, and finally my current location of Basingstoke, also known as the Land of Dreams, and my current school in Fleet. I have also worked as an assistant head teacher in various schools as I do now. So vlogging is very much a side project for me, although starting to feel very much like a second job at the moment, given how much of my time it takes up. And if you wonder how I travel so much, it's in school holidays and we make the most of the long bank holiday weekends too. Question 2, how do you afford to travel so much? Well, that's easy to answer. I have always worked hard, putting in the extra hours where necessary. I have saved hard. I am, believe it or not, frugal with my spending on a day-to-day basis. I don't have children. I have a small car that's cheap to run. I have a relatively small home with a small mortgage, and that is also relatively cheap to run. And I book a lot of my travels far in advance when prices are sometimes lower or there are discounts for early bookings. I don't spend money on the best or most up-to-date technology to vlog either. I'll come back to that later. Also, I invested in a timeshare about 15 years ago, which has been super helpful financially. People often say, oh, you are lucky to live in between a major airport and the cruise capital of the UK, aka Southampton. But it ain't luck, folks. We chose it for those very reasons, and it has reduced travel time and cost considerably. It makes travel much easier. And there you go, that's how we afford our travels. Question 3, what equipment do you use to vlog? Is it expensive? Quite simply, I do everything, and I mean everything, on my iPhone 12. Photographs, thumbnails for videos, homemade music, the videoing itself, the editing on iMedia, voiceovers, uploading to YouTube, posting to my social media platforms, etc, etc. I do have a small selfie stick too, but I hardly use it as I am always worried about smacking someone in the face with it or getting sued for poking someone's eye out. You never know. Now then, people often try to convince me to purchase all sorts of equipment, but I am all about efficiency and value for money. I think it's also a bit more real and realistic to just whip out my phone and film what's of interest rather than worrying about angles, lighting, and whether my face looks beaten up or not. Whip it out, folks, and press record. That's my motto. I don't mean that in a creepy way, by the way. It does sound creepy, doesn't it? Question number 4, how do you find the time to vlog and work as a teacher? That's the tricky one. It's actually a lot of work and more than most people realize. Teaching is all consuming, as is being on leadership. the hours can be very long, and it's normally the people who say, oh, you rock up at 9 and leave at 3 and you're done, who are the people who are clueless and would never make good teachers, nor do I think they'd actually truly ever consider doing it. It hasn't been unusual over the years for me to start at 7:30 a.m. and finish planning, marking and assessing at midnight, especially in the earlier days when I was still learning a lot. In my previous school on senior leadership, I wouldn't get home regularly until 9 and 10 p.m. Nowadays, I am much more efficient, having spent years working on curriculum, leadership, resourcing, and honing my craft. But it's still incredibly pressured, and I have the utmost respect for everyone in the profession, especially in the current climate. It is incredibly challenging for a myriad of reasons. When do I edit my vlogs? Well, this week, as an example, I edited over the weekend at 5 in the morning on a work morning and late at night after work. You'll see me editing on a plane or train journey to save time, even in the line for a ride at a theme park, or the last thing at night in bed before falling asleep with my phone in my hands. It can be very time consuming. I often hear people say or post that they love my job, and when I tell them what it is or what it entails, they say, no, not that job, the vlogging one. Well, hate to break it to you, but you haven't seen the sacrifices I've made or the hours put into teaching over the last 25 years or the hours put into vlogging to get to my current stage. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but reality check, it isn't as straightforward as some people think it is, and you'll need to sacrifice hours and hours each week. Question number 5. How do you relax on holiday if you're always on your phone? This one makes me loll and ruffle and roll my eyes in equal measure, TBQF. Okay, that's a bit cringe, I know. Like, have you seen how many people are on holidays or cruises and are on their phones? And also, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you can have time away from your phone at home too if you don't like it. I mean, just don't use it as much. Some people spend their time on a ship reading all day, some sit guzzling booze, some are fast asleep on a lounger, some sit quietly and don't talk much, some are dancing their hearts out on a lounger, some playing bingo or trying to win a pen or a straw at a quiz. Me? You'll find me exploring, swimming, the odd cheeky cocktail, trying new foods, finding a bit of adventure where I can, documenting some of what I do on my phone. It's really not detracting from what I enjoy, as filming my adventures is what I love doing. Big tip for everyone, do what makes you happy on holiday and don't worry about everyone else and what they choose to do or not to do. And don't worry about me filming my dinner or doing a cabin tour. It's not a big deal and I love it. Keep those peeping judgy eyes to yourselves, alrighty? Question number 6, do cruise lines pay you? In short, no, they do not pay me to cruise on their ships, and if they did, I would declare it. And also, if they did, I'd still tell you exactly what my experience was like, even if I didn't like it. Have some cruise lines approached me and gifted products as a thank you for all the posts? Yes, sometimes. And these have, of course, been declared with the relevant hashtags, and we have a hashtag frenzy of lovely hashtags. Have I ever been gifted and asked to review a meal at a restaurant, a spa treatment, or a product on board and post my pics, videos and thoughts? Absolutely. Again, all declared with those lovely hashtags. Have I been offered a cruise for free in return for advertising my experience on my channels? Yes, again, all declared, although this is not the norm. The vast majority are paid for. If you would like these benefits yourself, and I know some of you think it's unfair that I get them, well, start vlogging and marketing yourself and good luck. But I tend to find the best vloggers are not the ones who are always on the lookout for freebies, personally. I question their true motives, but that's just me. Next question, how do you manage all the trolls? Well, I love this question. I have all sorts of people trying to troll me, from people I've never met or heard of, from people who actively follow me to purposely be unpleasant, to people I know who try chipping away at me or bad-mouthing me on various platforms. They do appear to drink an awful lot, so I don't know, maybe it's affecting their brains. I mean, whatever. There are also some people who are professional trolls too, who do nothing but troll. In their minds, freedom of speech means being able to be bigoted, homophobic, abusive, and even threatening. There are those who also try to scam you as well. So yeah, I've had it all. Now, mostly I set up alert or trigger words on platforms, meaning these comments would almost never reach me anymore, as they are automatically filtered out. Every now and then, one slips through the net, and whilst I know I should ignore it, I will comment back for everyone to see. These people can give it, but rarely can they take it. I then just report and block them. It used to upset me a little bit because, you know, why would people purposely go out of the way to try and hurt someone continually? That's called bullying, by the way. For any cruise vloggers out there who have tried this with me, you know who you are. But now it doesn't affect me at all. It's meaningless, and clearly these people really aren't getting enough attention in their life, so I kind of pity them in a way. In summary, report, block, and have another sip of wine or something. Next question, how do you feel about your followers coming up to you on cruises? Love that. Okay, I will be honest about it. Initially, it was a bit odd. I remember the first time this ever happened, and it was whilst I was lining up to go through security before boarding a ship in Southampton. I felt this quite aggressive tapping on my shoulder, and I literally turned around and went into kickboxing defense position, all dramatic like, and this guy said, "You're Jamie from the internet." I remember thinking, well, what do I say to that? I think I said, might be me, but a lot of Jamie's on the internet. And he then said where he'd seen me. No doubt about it, I was very shy and awkward, which isn't like me, but I thought, you know, it's just a one-off. And then it happened more and more, and so I thought, you know, these are lovely, friendly people coming to say hi. So what would you say or do normally if a friend was passing in the street? And that's how I stopped feeling a bit awkward, and now I love it because you get to have chats with people, find out what they're enjoying about their cruise or not, and I try to feature some of these now in my vlogs so you can all get a view from others, not just me, which I think's really important. I've also ended up having breakfast, dinner, or a few drinks with some people, and others connected on social media, and some have become good friends. I really appreciate anyone taking the time out of their day to say hello. More recently, people have started saying hi to Mafu, and this makes me laugh because he's much more awkward than me in those settings, but he's managing. Seriously, if you ever see us, please come and say hi. I will ask you to be in the vlog, but you can always say no. I won't judge you much. Next question, are you quitting teaching to vlog full time? Whoa, this is the big question at the moment, and here's the actual and official answer. This academic year, I needed to focus a little bit more on me and my health, and I won't bore you with all those details because we all have our challenges, but it is a case, however, of trying to keep a few scares at bay for as long as possible. So I ended up going part-time in January 2023, therefore reducing to 4 days a week at school. Students don't even know because I still teach all my GCSE classes without interruption. It just so happens on my days off, I've been able to travel a little bit more and spend more time on me and on vlogging, which, as you know, of course, I love. Now then, things have really taken off in the last few months with my vlogging as a result of that regular and increased focus. I now release a vlog every Wednesday and Saturday, and I am so grateful to all the support from everyone because your comments have spurred me to doing more and hopefully better. I am enjoying vlogging more than ever before. So I made a decision to rescind everything to do with my school leadership role as from September 2023, and in addition to reduce my teaching hours to the equivalent of a further 6 weeks. This is significant for me. I'll still be in the classroom, albeit much less so, and with my absolutely remarkable students who I love teaching. They really are the best. But I am going to be massively increasing the amount of travel I do from the end of July 2023, and therefore you can expect more regular and better travel content from me. Then there are my ventures into a virtual shop I have ready to launch in the autumn, alongside a Patreon page with benefits you will not see on any other cruise vloggers Patreon page, and partnerships and collaborations with some amazing vloggers and businesses. I am actually just a little bit terrified by ending so much of the career and education I've carved out for myself, and some of the wonderful people I've worked with so closely who inspire me every day. But I will still give my all when I'm at work. And to be honest, it's time after 25 years to focus more on myself, and I am very much feeling like taking more risks as I get older. Scary stuff, butterflies, but I am ready for this challenge. Can we support? Yes, you can indeed. Please keep following my adventures and interacting me, telling me what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like me to do more of, where you'd like me to travel, what cruise lines or ships you want me to try, what you would like me to review next, and so on. If you think you know someone who'd like my vlogs, please do encourage them to follow as well. That really is it. Coming up. And what do you have to look forward to on Travel Blog Jamie in the coming months? Well, a North American cruise on Marella, a Bahamas cruise on Disney Cruise Line, 23 nights in Orlando, MSC Virtuosa to Ireland, a Mediterranean cruise on Marella Voyager, a pre-Christmas cruise on Ambassador, an actual Christmas cruise around the Caribbean on P&O Avia, an Alaskan cruise with Norwegian Cruise Line, and a princess cruise to Greenland and Iceland, to name but a few. I hope you'll all come along with me on these journeys. And that's it from me today, folks, and I hope this has answered some of your questions, but do keep them coming. I am ready for you. I hope you enjoy what's on the TBGA horizon and look forward to meeting some of you soon on the next adventure. Take care, and don't forget to follow Travel Blog Jamie on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Mwah. Cringe. Bye-bye. Love you all. Especially you, by the way. Oh my God, I love you like that much. Thank you so much to Leslie, Ian, and Josh for this absolutely awesome gift. If you have any questions for me, please do drop these below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. In the meantime, don't forget to follow Travel Blog Jamie on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.